5:29, we're back with a warning for all you online shoppers.
Scammers have found another way to exploit a major retailer's site.
Amazon processes roughly $40 billion in sales every single quarter. It is the most trusted shopping platform on the planet. And that trust, that deep, comfortable, one-click trust, is exactly what makes it the most fertile ground for scams that have ever existed in the history of retail. We are breaking down 5 of the most common, most effective, and most embarrassing Amazon scams running right now. Some of these you will recognize, some of these you are currently falling for without realizing it. One of them might already be costing you money in the background while you read this. Let's get into it. Number 5, the brushing scam. You come home one day to find a package on your doorstep. It has your name on it, it has your address on it. You did not order anything. You open it and find something random inside. A cheap phone case, a set of hair ties, a single kitchen utensil that makes no sense as a standalone purchase. You look confused for a moment, shrug and think, well, free stuff. You go inside, you put it on the counter, you never think about it again. That is not free stuff. That is a brushing scam, and the fact that it arrived at your door means someone out there has your name and your delivery address. They used that information to write fake, verified purchase reviews on Amazon under your name or a name linked to your address data. The reviews look legitimate because they are technically attached to a real delivery. Your personal information is being used as a prop, and you are not even in the room when it happens. The mechanics work like this. Third-party sellers on Amazon depend heavily on their review counts and ratings to appear in search results and win the buy box. Building those reviews legitimately requires time, genuine customers, and consistently good products. 3 things that fraudulent sellers find inconvenient. So instead, they buy their own products using stolen or purchased name and address data, ship the cheapest possible item to satisfy Amazon's verified purchase requirement, and write glowing reviews under the associated account or a fabricated one linked to the delivery. The reviews inflate their listing. The listings climb the rankings. Other shoppers buy based on the inflated ratings. The cycle continues. Here is what makes this scam particularly insidious for the person receiving the package. The immediate harm feels like 0. Nothing was charged to your card. Your account appears untouched. You got something for free, albeit something useless. The damage is quieter and slower. Your name and address are now confirmed as active and deliverable, which makes that data more valuable when it gets sold onward to other parties. The reviews being written in connection with your data are actively misleading other shoppers into buying products they would not have chosen with accurate information. And depending on how the scam is structured, your Amazon account may have been accessed in ways that are not immediately visible. Change your Amazon password as soon as you receive an unexplained package. Check your account carefully for any reviews you did not write and report them to Amazon directly. Contact Amazon customer service to flag the brushing delivery, because they track these reports and use them to investigate sellers. Enable 2-factor authentication on your account immediately if you have not already done this. Then go to a service like Have I Been Pwned and check whether your email address appears in any known data breaches. The package on your doorstep is a symptom. The data exposure that made it possible is the actual problem, and that problem does not go away just because you threw the hair ties in the bin. One more thing worth knowing. The Federal Trade Commission has received tens of thousands of brushing reports in recent years, and the scale of the problem continues to grow as third-party seller competition on Amazon intensifies. This is not a niche scam affecting a small number of people. If you have received an unexplained package recently, you are in a very large group. Now that scam arrives at your door uninvited and wearing your name. The next one is more subtle. It does not show up on your doorstep. It shows up inside a product listing you completely trust at the exact moment you are most likely to ignore your instincts. Number 4. Fake seller listings. Hijacking legitimate products. Here is a scenario that plays out thousands of times every single day on Amazon. You search for a product you know and trust. A specific brand, a specific model, something you have bought before or researched carefully. You find the listing. The photos look right, the description matches what you expect. The overall rating is strong. The price is about where you would expect it to be. You click buy and you wait. What arrives 2 weeks later is a convincing counterfeit, or a damaged return that was restocked, or a completely different product in a box that looks vaguely similar, or in some cases, an empty envelope with a customs form attached that technically counts as a delivery attempt. You sit there holding this thing or this nothing and wonder what went wrong. The listing looked completely legitimate, because until very recently, it was. What happened is called listing hijacking, and it is one of the most structurally damaging problems in Amazon's marketplace. Amazon allows multiple sellers to offer the same product on the same listing page. A legitimate brand spends years building a listing with hundreds of genuine reviews and a strong track record. A fraudulent seller then attaches their inventory to that exact page, presenting themselves as selling the identical item. They are not. They are selling whatever they actually have, which ranges from a cheap counterfeit to nothing at all. The most common targets are high-volume, high-trust categories. Supplements and vitamins, where the quality difference between a real product and a fake is invisible until you read the ingredient list carefully. Electronics accessories, where counterfeits are manufactured at extraordinary scale in markets that produce near-identical packaging. Baby products, where parents are buying based on brand trust rather than price comparison. Skincare and personal care items. Any category where the product looks the same on the outside and the verification of what is actually inside requires either laboratory testing or sustained use over time. The fraudulent seller's timeline is deliberate. They attach to a high-performing listing, collect as many orders as possible before the negative reviews start accumulating, and then either disappear from that listing or close the seller account entirely before Amazon can take meaningful action. They reopen under a different name and do it again. Amazon has systems to catch this, and those systems catch some of it. The rest gets through. What makes this particularly frustrating is that Amazon's buy box algorithm, which determines which seller you are actually buying from when you click the main buy button, can actively serve you the fraudulent listing over the legitimate one. This happens most often when the fraudulent seller has priced slightly below the authentic seller, which the algorithm interprets as a consumer benefit. You searched for something real. Amazon's own system handed you the fake. Amazon will then argue that the third-party seller, not Amazon, is responsible for what you received. Before purchasing anything above about $30, check the seller name listed below the price. It should either be the brand itself, Amazon directly, or a seller name you can verify independently. If the brand name is prominent in the title, but the actual seller is something like Shenzhen Trading Group or a string of random words, that warrants a moment of investigation. For high-value or health-related purchases, look for the brand's own storefront on Amazon rather than relying on the main product page. Read the most recent reviews rather than the overall score, because the most recent reviews are where listing hijacking tends to be exposed first, before the fake positives get layered on top. And if something arrives that does not match what the listing described, report it to Amazon immediately and leave an honest review. Your report contributes to the detection process. That scam hides behind legitimate products and legitimate trust. The next one hides behind something even more familiar, which is Amazon's own name, used directly against you. Number 3, the fake Amazon customer service call. Your phone rings. The caller identification says Amazon, or Amazon customer service, or something close enough to it that you glance at the screen and feel no immediate alarm. A professional-sounding voice informs you that there has been suspicious activity on your account. An unauthorized purchase is processing right now. Sometimes they give you a specific dollar amount, something large enough to be alarming, and tell you the order is about to ship unless you act immediately. They are calling to help you stop it. The verification process they then walk you through will ask for some combination of your Amazon password, your credit card details, the last 4 digits of your social security number, your bank account information, or remote access to your computer so they can resolve the problem directly. Each request is framed as a necessary protective step. The script is written to make compliance feel like the rational and responsible thing to do. Resistance is positioned as putting yourself at risk. The whole conversation is engineered with precision. Here is the plain version of what Amazon actually does. Amazon does not proactively call customers about account security issues. Amazon does not ask for your password over the phone under any circumstances whatsoever. Amazon does not request remote access to your computer. Amazon does not ask you to verify your bank account by phone. If someone calls you identifying themselves as Amazon and then asks for any of this information, that is a scam. The professional voice does not change this. The convincing script does not change this. The caller ID does not change this. The caller ID point deserves its own paragraph because it catches people who consider themselves too savvy to fall for phone scams. Phone number spoofing technology allows anyone with an internet connection and about $5 to display any name or number they choose on your incoming call screen. Seeing the word Amazon on your screen is technologically meaningless as a verification method. It costs a scammer nothing to put it there. The actual Amazon company communicates account security issues through your account notification center and through emails sent to your registered address, not by phone. The consequences of complying with one of these calls range from bad to catastrophic, depending on what information you provide. Giving over your Amazon password allows immediate account takeover and purchase of gift cards, which are the scammer's preferred currency because they are non-refundable and untraceable. Providing credit card details enables fraudulent charges that can take weeks to dispute and recover. Providing remote computer access is the worst outcome on the list, because once someone has remote access to your machine, they can install persistent monitoring software, access your banking apps, harvest saved passwords, and create ongoing access that continues long after the initial call ends. Hang up. Do not engage with the menu options. Do not ask to speak to a supervisor. Do not try to catch them out with clever questions. Just hang up. Then, navigate directly to your Amazon account through the app or website, not through any link you just received, and look at your account activity yourself. If there is genuinely a problem, it will be there. If there is nothing there, you just correctly identified and ended a scam call. Provided information during one of these calls, contact your bank immediately, change your Amazon password, change any other passwords that are the same or similar, and file a report with the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov. That scam uses Amazon's name as a weapon. The next one uses a fake version of something you look at and interact with every single day, and it is so convincingly constructed that experienced online shoppers fall for it constantly. Right here, if this is useful to you, hit that like button now. It helps us keep making content like this. Number 2, phishing emails that look exactly like Amazon. You receive an email. The Amazon logo is in the right place and the right size. The font is the Amazon font. The color scheme matches what Amazon actually uses. The layout, including the header, the body formatting, and the footer, is indistinguishable from the emails Amazon genuinely sends you. The subject line says something like, "Your order has shipped," or "Action required on your account," or "Your payment method could not be processed." There is a button. The button says something reasonable like, "Verify your information," or "Review your recent order." You click the button. The page it takes you to also looks exactly like Amazon. The address bar shows something that looks at a glance like it could be Amazon. You log in with your email and your password, and in that moment, a stranger now has your Amazon credentials. What they do next depends on how ambitious they are and how much is in your account, but the options include purchasing gift cards immediately, changing your account details to lock you out while they shop, harvesting your saved payment methods and delivery addresses, and selling your login credentials to other parties who will do all of the above at their leisure. This is phishing, and in the Amazon context, it is the most financially damaging scam on this entire list by total dollar volume. The emails are produced at industrial scale using template systems that are updated continuously to match Amazon's current visual identity. When Amazon redesigns an element of their email templates, the phishing versions are updated within days. The fake login pages are hosted on domains specifically chosen to look legitimate at a brief glance. A domain like AmazonSecureLogin.com or account.amazonverifyid.net looks plausible in the fraction of a second most people spend checking a browser address bar. The entire attack is calibrated to exploit the gap between the attention you intend to pay and the attention you actually pay. The consequences cascade in ways that are not immediately obvious. Most people use the same password, or small variations of the same password, across multiple accounts. The scammers who collect Amazon credentials test them against Gmail, Outlook, PayPal, banking apps, and any other high-value service they can think of, using automated tools that do this testing at a rate of thousands of accounts per hour. A single phishing success on Amazon, where you used a password you also use elsewhere, can result in email account compromise, which then enables password resets on every other service that uses that email. You go to sleep with one compromised account and wake up with everything accessible from your inbox unlocked and rated. The single most effective defense is to never click any link in an email that asks you to log in or update payment information. When you receive an email claiming to be from Amazon, open a new browser tab, type amazon.com directly, and check your account from there. If the email was genuine, the relevant information will be in your account. If nothing is there, the email was fraudulent and your account is fine. Enable two-factor authentication on your Amazon account, which means that even if someone gets your password, they cannot log in without also having access to your phone. Use a password manager that generates unique, random passwords for every site, which eliminates the cascade problem entirely. And before clicking any link in any email, hover over it first to see the actual destination address. The real destination usually tells you everything you need to know. That scam uses a fake Amazon to steal what you have. The last one on this list does not steal from you directly. It just quietly and systematically ensures that every purchasing decision you make on Amazon is based on information that has been deliberately corrupted. It has been running for years. It is running right now. And the financial damage it causes is larger than all 4 previous scams on this list combined. We are nearly through the list, and the next one is the most widespread scam here. Subscribe to the channel right now so you never miss content like this. Number 1. Fake reviews. Manipulating every purchase you make. This one is different from the others. It does not steal your password. It does not show up on your doorstep. It does not pretend to be customer service calling from an unknown number. It just quietly and continuously ensures that the information you use to make purchasing decisions on Amazon has been corrupted in ways that are very difficult to detect and nearly impossible to reverse once they are in place. Amazon's entire value proposition as a shopping destination is built on a foundation of peer reviews. The idea is that real people who bought a product and used it share their genuine experience, and that accumulated experience guides other shoppers toward good purchases and away from bad ones. It is a genuinely good idea that has been systematically exploited to the point where it functions as intended for some products and as a sophisticated manipulation tool for others, and you cannot tell which is which without doing additional work that most people do not do. Conservative estimates from review integrity researchers suggest that somewhere between 30 and 40% of reviews across major e-commerce platforms are not genuine. Amazon is the largest platform and one of the most heavily targeted. In high competition categories, the fake review density can be significantly higher than that average. The categories most affected are supplements and health products, consumer electronics accessories, household items in crowded price brackets, beauty and skincare products, and anything sold predominantly by third-party sellers with no offline brand presence. The basic version of the fake review operation is straightforward enough to explain in a paragraph. Sellers recruit reviewers through private Facebook groups, WhatsApp networks, and dedicated marketplace websites where people register to receive free products in exchange for reviews. The reviewer purchases the product on Amazon to generate a verified purchase tag, gets reimbursed via a payment app after the review is posted, writes a positive review, and moves on to the next product. For the reviewer, it is a side income or a way to get free products. For the seller, it is a relatively low-cost way to manufacture a review score that drives organic sales. The sophisticated version is harder to detect and more damaging. Review farms operate networks of hundreds or thousands of fake Amazon accounts, each with its own constructed purchase history, browsing behavior, and review cadence designed to mimic genuine user patterns and pass Amazon's fraud detection algorithms. These operations generate reviews at scale, adjusting their methods in response to Amazon's countermeasures in what amounts to an ongoing technical arms race. Amazon deletes millions of fake reviews every year. Millions more remain live on the platform because they are not detectable with the tools currently available. The practical consequence for you as a shopper is a purchasing experience that feels informed but is partially fabricated. You spend time reading reviews, forming a picture of the product, developing confidence in the purchase. The product arrives and underperforms in ways the reviews did not predict. You return it or accept it as a loss. Leave a negative review that has no meaningful effect on a 4.8 rating built on thousands of fake positives, and begin the process again with another product whose review score is subject to the same manipulation. The financial damage at individual shopper level is death by 1,000 small disappointments. A $20 product that does not work as described, a $40 supplement that contains ingredients of questionable quality and quantity, a $60 gadget that breaks within 2 months, individually manageable, multiplied across hundreds of millions of Amazon shoppers making decisions every day based on review data of variable integrity, the aggregate cost to consumers is extraordinary. Install a browser extension like FakeSpot or Review Meta before trusting any product's review score. These tools analyze review language patterns, reviewer account histories, and review timing distributions to assess the likelihood that a product's review profile is genuine, and they assign a grade accordingly. They are not perfect, but they are substantially better than reading the reviews at face value. Look for reviews that describe specific, concrete problems rather than general praise. Genuine negative reviews tend to be detailed. Fake positive reviews tend to be vague and enthusiastic in a way that describes no actual product feature specifically. Check the review distribution graph before buying. A product with a genuine review history will typically have a spread that includes 1, 2, and 3-star reviews in proportions that reflect normal human variation in satisfaction. A product with a heavily manipulated review profile often shows an unnatural spike of 5-star reviews with very little in the middle range. Real products with real customers produce middle ground feedback. Fake review campaigns do not bother generating fake 2- and 3-star reviews because the goal is to push the average up, not to simulate a realistic distribution. Finally, search for the product name outside Amazon before buying anything above about $50. A brand with a real website, genuine social media presence, and customer feedback visible outside the Amazon ecosystem is meaningfully more trustworthy than one that exists only as a listing. The fake review industry operates almost entirely within Amazon's interface. Stepping outside it, even briefly, gives you information that the scam cannot manufacture. 5 scams. Every single one of them running right now at scale on the platform you probably shopped on yesterday. The brushing scam uses your address. The listing hijack uses your trust in a brand. The fake customer service call uses your panic. The phishing email uses your habits and your password. And the fake review machine uses your time and your money quietly and continuously. Drop a comment telling me which one surprised you most. Want the top 5 ways to protect yourself on any shopping platform? Click on the video on the left. I'll catch you there.